So there.
I feel hot here. I feel something.
They're gonna say this is the white supremacist sign. Wasn't that what Colin Kaepernick was doing? No, he was doing this. Now you're gonna say I'm a white supremacist.
I was leaving all
that was whack. There's a whole lot going on in the world. It is hot as y'all don't know how hot it is. Okay, y'all. Tonight is going to be the news and nothing but the news because it's hot, right? April.
I'm April BB.
So enthused, so eager.
It's 90 degrees in the house, so thanks. I'm very enthused.
Y'all, it's 90 degrees. It's 92 degrees in here.
I got water. I got a soda. I'm trying to make it. Y'all. I want to live my best life, but right now I'm in the desert.
I'm in my best life.
I don't see it.
I'm living my best life. I made a couple ends with my best friends. Turned all my L's into lessons. I'm coming up. I'm like skirt. And guess who I am? I'm living my best life. What? You're not gonna sing with me? You are mean. Oh my God.
I'm mean because it's 90 degrees, y'all.
Yeah, but
he said he's gonna do the news. Come on, let's do it.
And I am Mr. Brando.
I'm sweating.
It's hot. It's hot, y'all.
Know.
It's hot. Okay, y'all. It's about 90-something degrees in here. That's no excuse. But it's hot as heck in here. And all we're going to do tonight is the news because Miss BB can't take it. And honestly, it's hot. It's really hot.
Look. I got sweat in other places I won't show y'all. Even Daisy, like, man, let me get a bar that.
Daisy was laying.
Daddy's killing his girls. That's what he's doing.
They should go.
He's a woman killer. He's a lady killer.
I'm living my best life.
Look, Daisy.
I'm living my best life.
I'm trying to feel something. I need to feel some kind of air.
I turned on my L's and the lessons. I'm rolling up. I'm coming up. I'm like skirt. Gang, I'm coming up. I'm like skirt. And that's why, you know what, y'all, I'm enthused about. You know what? I think for real, this whole trade thing and this whole being on the Iraqi border thing, and I'm not going to get too far into it. Shout out to Bethany. Shout out to Klub. Gang, all day. I'm just trying to tell y'all, you came for the show. I'm about to bring it, okay? I'm about to bring it in like 30 or less. Now, here's the deal. Okay, you got United States, Russia making a deal over Venezuela. It's all about oil. Don't play yourself. Oil is the main part. Now, what Russia wants with that oil is for a platform to have a foothold in the global energy conflict with China. That's why China's fooling with Iraq. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. This is all about oil. That's all it's about. It's about a bunch of posturing. Now, the drone bombings and that stuff that's going on in Israel and these other places, the reason why that they're using drones is because they're anonymous. Now, we all know that these are the terrorist cells, subcells, or whatever that's going on. It's a bunch of crap. Don't worry about it. It's posturing, okay? Now, when you see the Americans earlier evacuate the embassy because they understand that just because you want to play nice, there can be conflict that takes place, okay? So don't not expect a war. And when I say not expect a war, I don't want to report on a war, but a war would mean that we're liberating a bunch of people in the Middle East region that needs liberating. It's kind of like we need liberation from China, from the bonds of slavery that these people have put us in, from cheap goods, cheap labor, and cheap crap. And I'm for one, I'm asking every single one of you, and I've said this the other day. I said on Twitter, I said it on Facebook, I said on Instagram. I'm asking you, America, the American public, do you believe in what's made in American? I do. I'm made in America. You know what I'm saying? So I believe in what's made in America. Now, a lot of us are going to have a hard time with that, but believing in made in America is a big idea.
I'm made in Zamunda.
You're not made in Zamunda. Shit.
I'm delirious, y'all. Oh my God. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
I'm living my best life. Okay, y'all. Now.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, y'all. We're going to buzz through this. High alert and right now in Iraq. They evacuated all the embassies. Everybody's out of Iraq. Now, this is what I don't understand. American interest groups such as the petrochemical areas, such as stuff that's going on, how do they protect those? That's why I believe they're moving in those extra 120,000 troops into Iraq. There's been some noise of bombs maybe being placed or missiles. Kelly Communication, she said it will coordinate with France. They're going to complete 2 missile projects. Bitcoin. There's a bunch of okay, y'all. If you're not on the digital currency wave right now, you're missing it. I'm not trying to be a prude, but we launched today the super secret group that's on Twitter. And if you on Twitter, you're getting super secret information that everybody ain't getting because that's the way the group flows. Okay. Now, Iran's underground economy is valued about $34 billion. So even though there's an economy that lives above Earth in Iran, there's an economy that lives below Earth that's worth a lot also. Trump administration prepares for multi-military options for Iran. Now, this is, if you want my honest opinion with this whole Iraq scare, you've got those ships right there that are cutting off that strait. You've got the other countries poised for a lot of things. If Iraq allows Iran to move those missile silos into Iran, then that's going to at least tell you their position. In my positive optimism, I would say they're not going to allow it to happen. Nothing will happen. Iran will go to negotiating tables. Both these countries are too sophisticated for war. It's barbaric. I don't think they need to do it. And so I do believe that they will get over each other and stop. Iraq Sunnis alliance splits. Remember, the Sunnis are the ones that usually hold the bad ideologies. They're the ones with the majority. They're the ones with the anti-American rhetoric and stuff like that. Well, they just had a big split. The Russian station in Baghdad to know the State Department and asked no essential. Yeah, so even in Russia, they asked those guys to move out. Donald Trump said with trade talk with China did not collapse. Donald Trump's, of course, going to say that because trade talks have not collapsed. They're only taxing like $60 billion. They're only, that's China, right? So America's taxing like $325 billion on one side.
So what's going on with China, though?
China devalued their currency, which is exactly what we need to see for the Asians. So people that believe in the Vietnamese dong, Malaysian, whatever.
And why are they buying up all the Bitcoin?
Because they can't buy gold. Because I guess it's not really feasible in China for the Chinese to buy gold. They don't have nowhere to store it or hold it. So they buy Bitcoin right now because it's something they can hold that's propping up their economy, basically.
So do you think they're what's pushing Bitcoin to rise?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think that's going to go on for?
Until the tariff settlement, or at least come to a point where they're not. Okay, let me give you like this. So let's say me and you going to fight.
You shaved today.
No, I didn't. I shaved the other day.
Oh, I'm just not so sorry. You're so handsome. Go ahead.
You need to look at my shirt. You like my shirt?
I like your shirt.
It's like Gucci.
Yeah, you got the headband to go with it.
So, dude, I got me some headbands today.
Headband and swag.
I'm living my best life.
Go back. I want to understand. So China.
Yeah. So China right now is peak game. They're right now trying to figure out what to do with their economy. Their economy's in the crapper. So their youth are buying Bitcoin at an alarming rate. Their economy's taking a crap. Their stock market's being manipulated, and the government just devalued their currency again.
So I shouldn't buy anything China.
I'm not going to tell you this, but I want to tell you this. Our household, me and you, we're only going to try to buy as much American-made products as possible from here on out.
But like stocks and stuff. Like
no, I'm talking about everything. Clothes, stocks, shoes.
So like
everything.
I'm saying, like, so like with Okay, so stocks, everything. Okay.
No, everything. Everything has. Well, listen, the won. I think we should buy some won as a couple just to see where it goes. I don't think we should put any more into
It's
it.
devalued right now, right?
I know, but if you want to know what my it's devalued greatly 2 times. If we could put a money on some won,
how many won to the dollar?
It's cheap. It's like it was less than 30 cents before, so it's way less.
So it's like buying some XRP. Actually, it's cheaper than XRP.
No, it's worth more than a penny or 2 pennies. Let's just say it's worth 40 cents.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, XRP is worth 45 cents, right?
What would you want to throw at the won? Because it's going to revalue. As soon as trade talks get done, they're going to raise it up.
Really?
Oh, think about this.
Okay, so wait.
Stop. First of all, this is not for this channel.
No, but I'm trying to ask you questions about China.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, do you feel like China's at an all-time low, or can we get a little lower? That's what I'm asking.
I'm telling you right now, if you want to find out the answer to that question right there, ask me on Patreon. Okay. I'm here to talk about the dinar because the dinar is the only thing that people on here care about.
Go ahead.
Okay? You want to know about the dinar?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your news.
Why? You felt like you was on a roll or something?
No, I need to know these questions.
Why? What do you need to know for?
Because we need to know.
No, I know. I just told you. Do you know now?
I don't know because you didn't tell me everything.
I told you everything you need to know.
Dead in my tracks, but go ahead, finish your news.
Hold on, stop.
You did.
Well, how did I stop you dead in your tracks? What did I tell you?
I asked you a question.
What was your question?
I asked you, do you think it will go lower?
Okay, and what did I tell you to do? No,
No,
hold on, stop. You're my wife for a minute. Just bear with me. What did I tell you? Be honest. What did I tell you?
We're not talking about that here. So there's that.
Because that means I think there's a way for us to make money.
I get that. I heard you. Okay. Just go ahead, finish the news.
Well, then don't belittle the statement. You asked me, I told you.
I did belittle the statement. I just said you didn't fully answer my question, but that's okay. We'll talk about it off the air. I got you. Thank you. Because basically it's cheaper than XRP. And XRP is 45 cents and growing. But go ahead. I concur.
Well, Miss BB with the news. So Miss BB, what's less than what?
XRP.
So how much can you buy? With $100 worth?
$100 XRP?
Yeah.
Right now, let's see.
Is that cryptocurrency? Crypto?
Oh, we got.
They always tease us about that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? In the chat, no, don't do that. Because in the chat, that was like, no. Gil gave me my props. He's like, good looking out with XRP.
Can I tell you a secret about XRP? I traded in all my Bitcoin today, and I bought a bunch of XRP and Litecoin because they're cryptocurrencies. I did for real. Me and Beth talked about it. I called Beth, Link,
Wait. You turned in all your what?
My cryptocurrency.
Because why?
Because.
Well, go ahead.
Gang. I'm all about my life.
You're funny.
My wife told me that Stellar, a bunch of stuff was legit. So you know what we did? We was in gang mode. We bought it up as a gang.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm laughing at you because
the cryptocurrency.
I turned in all my cryptocurrency for cryptocurrency.
I turned in all my cryptocurrency for some more cryptocurrency.
Okay.
But with a K, not no C's. Crossed out the C's. Crypto. So when y'all tell me don't talk about cryptocurrencies,
crypto.
No, crypto. I'm spelling with a K. Crypto, gang, Kangaguru, gang, with a K. Everything's a K. Okay. I'm crossing out the C's. I'm crossing out the B's. But so we don't get gang.
But wait a minute, let's get back to the NAR real quick though.
Okay.
Dang, look at all them greens.
Did you see where FineTech? Hold on.
Who's
Let's talk.
FineTech?
FineTech is a blockchain company that just held a huge conference in Iraq this last couple of weeks talking about blockchain, how they're used in the medical field. Why are you shaking your head? What do you mean?
I'm laughing at you. Go ahead. What's
about crypto?
Crypto.
I'm gonna say crypto about 50 times.
But
crypto.
Iraq, you said it was in the blockchain in Iraq, and what now? FinTech?
FinTech is a huge company that's to do with the blockchain. And they were in Iraq giving a huge summit.
I'm listening. They gave you summit in.
I just told you.
Oh, I thought something came up big. Okay. I still need to know about
Well, you don't understand this, I guess. So that's okay. First of all, digital currencies are not really allowed in Iraq or Iran. So I guess you don't understand the promise of that. So to have a company like FineTech in there that's about digital currency and about blockchain, it's kind of a very unique situation. So I thought that would be very interesting for someone that's into digital
Yeah,
currency.
no, I get it.
So that's why I told you that. And number two, about fintech, they are a huge leader in medical records and stuff like that. Another industry, and I mentioned this before in another podcast, so I thought you'd have picked up on the name, but you didn't. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
I didn't.
But the idea is that, blockchain technology is coming into the Middle East. And for everybody that's out there talking about that there's no companies doing business there are huge companies doing business in the Middle East. A lot of them, and not just, banks and stuff like that, oil and gas. There's a lot of private industry people like Nissan and Toyota that have been in the Middle East. They're about to start heavily doing business because they believe in the system that's there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trump said, well, that makes no difference. IKEA, there's a new era with new functions. The CBI talks about financial inclusion, financial stability, TQM, prudential regulations, risk management, microfinance, risk-based audit, AMF-CLFA, electronic payments, consumer. Now, in nowhere here is it mentioned anything about Shira law. So when people ask me about Shira law, if the central bank isn't on their page, do you really think they adopted it so they didn't list it on top of their laws that they need to abide by? I'm just asking. On Wednesday, and corruption stepped forward with some more stuff. China, nasty threats escalate. Some nasty stuff.
What's that right there? What's that?
I just read that.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that pie chart.
I know. I just read the whole pie chart.
Oh, okay.
I just read that. 10 banks in the Kurdistan region on the blacklist for wrongdoings. They just made the terrorist list in Iraq. Electricity achieved the highest production in Iraq history. That just happened before the Siemens deal. So Iraq maximized the amount of electricity that happened. 10 banks. I told you about that. The U.S. officials asked non-essential. Oh, yeah, this is the major point about today. So you have to look at world economics, and this is the standpoint. So I'm not going to get into it here. But you got to look at, first of all, United States and Russia. They're arguing over Iran as far as arms sales, because that's money they're going to melt out on. And they're arguing about the energy that Iran wants to be invested because of all the time they spent in Venezuela, right? Understand that that's where it's going. Now, number two is China. China's been buying a bunch of oil and gas from Iran. And because they aren't going to be able to do that, because of what's about to happen with the sanctions and what's going on with these posturing and tariffs, that China had to have had some type of offset for their economy. Now, you got to understand that China is the real loser in this because they can't offset the amount of goods and services that are purchased from the United States amongst other countries. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they can't loan out or give out that much goods and services to understand. So with that, China's at a real loss. So that's why I say they can't win a trade war. You feel me? Now, number two, you got to understand that, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, if a war was to ensue, that this would be Donald Trump's first war. I believe that he'd go above all bravado to take out every nuclear or subnuclear or heavy water or anything type of site that Iran had to offer, as well as its allies in every region. And I believe that he would try to dominate that war with everything he has. I mean, throwing everything at it but nuclear power. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I don't think that people, when they sit there and tell me stuff like, well, yeah, until Iran's gone, there'll be no RV. Well, that's not true. You don't have people like Toyota, Pepsi, Nissan coming into your country doing business if they don't see a way for them to make $1 in your country. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I see this too. With the deals that have been struck with the USSR, and Russia, the deals that I think have been struck with Iran, and what you see with the mission, with the articles about the minstrel of minerals and iron, I think Iran's going to start supplying China with iron and iron ore, and I believe there's a lot about to happen. Okay, mm-hmm. So I don't want anybody to get too discouraged about what I see. I'm going to take about 12 minutes worth of
calls or something.
Yeah, calls, whatever, and I'm done.
So, Gil says he asked me, do I think Litecoin's going to go over 100? It already is. I checked earlier today. It's like $102 right now. And let me tell you this about Litecoin. is a fork off the Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the granddaddy, but it's slow. So the next best thing is Litecoin. I think it transfers over in less than 15 minutes. Transfers meaning transfers over to another exchange, transfers for payments. So yeah, do I think it's going to go higher? Yeah, probably about.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that the offset in the countries that can buy precious metals will eventually go back to old school type of hedging with precious metals here in the next few months?
What?
Or do you think
Okay, so let me
do you
ask
think the digital market will rise further?
I think so. I think precious metals is a way to preserve your wealth, right? So as the markets fluctuate, you can throw some money into silver and gold, and you still be solid. So there's not as much movement as there is in the stock market, Bitcoin, etc. So I think it's a way to hedge your bet in a sense. Like, okay, anything is a risk, right?
Right.
Gold and silver is solid.
Do you think that the offset of the risk in the stock market is just timing with what's happening in the Middle East and with China, or do you think that'll rebound also?
Like, I got excited when you said the Chinese
One devalued?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Because I look at that as an opportunity.
Me
right?
too. Me too.
So,
I'm not asking Mr. Brando's opinion. I'm asking Miss Beebe's opinion.
I need to, when I get off of this, I want to kind of research, because I feel like, okay,
there's an opportunity there that maybe we haven't explored.
Yes. And so here's my thought process. I remember a time, 2008, 2009. Me and my friend Sandy, the one you met this, sickly.
Yeah.
We went to San Francisco, right?
Right.
And we're at this exchange in San Francisco. Like, we're in the mall and there's this major exchange there, right? And I see a mob of people exchanging their currency. And I'm not understanding, but I want to know, I'm curious, right? I need to know. And I'm like, we're going shopping, we're spending our money. And we're like, we're, as you say, in country. So $1 is $1 to us. And so I went to the currency exchange booth and I asked them, I said, why are there so many, foreign people here exchanging their currency?
And when you say foreign, what nationality would you think that it'd be, like Middle Eastern?
No. Like
Asian?
London or
okay, yeah.
Somewhere around
there.
like Great Britain.
Anglo-Saxon type.
Yes.
Like English or Swedish or Irish or something like that. Okay.
Our dollar had fallen off so much they could come over here and capitalize on it. Like,
do you remember what years those were?
That's what I said. It was around 2008, 2009.
Okay. So that might have been before or after like Brexit, maybe?
See, I wasn't into that. So
I know. I'm throwing it out there.
So I'm a girl, right? Me and Sandy flew out to San Francisco. We flew out and we went shopping. Did
someone fly you out?
Oh, no. I was in the real estate. I was balling.
Okay.
I was
flipping houses.
Babe, I was off the market.
I don't do it.
Anyway, I digress. But we went to the mall. We went to San Francisco to go shopping. And I noticed that. And it was a lot of foreign people from other countries. And it was because our dollar had fallen off. Okay. So they was over here buying up everything.
Right. So, okay.
So I live for the day that we have the reverse effect.
Well, it's here now. Brexit's on the breakdown. Me, Uncle Luke talk about that exclusively. Now you've got right now the whole posturing between China, Iran, Russia, and Iraq. You've got the bull market going on the whole the digital currency market that people should be taking full advantage of.
See that?
There's nothing but. Now, here's my whole thing. I would have told you guys, don't buy right now. If I was into the digital market because there's too much green, there's too much growth, I would have told you to buy in the digital market scene when it was red. That would have been me, but that's my philosophy. Buy blood, buy it up, and whatever. That's the same reason. Hold on. The same reason why I want you to buy dong and Indonesia's cash.
Rupiah.
Rupiah. There you go.
China's on my radar now.
China's been on my radar since Daza told me about it a few months ago. He was like, and Mr. Frazier, they were both like big time on
Dong,
China. Dong, Yang,
Rupiah,
and Rupiah are like you. Now, Those are all currencies. I've already done Dong. I'm going to do Rupiah next. I'm going to do the last currency we just talked about next. All on Patreon, right? I'm going to do my analysis on those.
It's yuan, right? The Chinese yuan.
Chinese yuan and the
Okay.
Rupiah. Yeah.
And so here's my take on anything. Stocks, crypto, you buy when it's low. I like seeing red, right? And I try to understand why it's red, right? Like what's going on, what's causing this?
The motivation behind it.
Right. And I see opportunity when I see that. Pimpe and I go back and forth because his logic is like, stay away from it. But I'm like, no, scoop it up. So,
in the bloody zone. Well, and that's the whole thing about this. Is the whole thing I want you guys to understand about the dinar. So let's say you bought dinar 15 years ago. The reason why you should have bought it was for a shoebox type of investment, not expecting it to hit until it hits. If you bought dinar within the last 5 years and you've expected to turn because of laws and policy, then right now, if you're in that investment, you should be more excited, more revved up about what's going on than you have in your life. Now, if you're excited about the dinar, in my opinion, then you should be excited about two more currencies. And I'm just telling you this. One is definitely the Chinese yuan. Okay. One.
So you're going to do a video on that?
Yeah, I'm going to do yuan for real. I'm going to buy yuan myself.
But I want you to do a video because I want to better understand.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to break it down.
Yeah, break it down.
Number two, there's actually three currencies you can really look at. Okay. Number two is going to be Malaysian because we already did Vietnam.
Malaysian, what's their currency?
I don't know. I don't know the name of it. Malaysia's a big, huge hook on that. If one of the kangaroos could do that. Now, you want the last one?
Yeah.
Russian. Rupee. Yeah.
Russian who?
The ruble. The ruble. Yeah. Let me tell you why. Russia devalued their currency to do business with Venezuela, and that deal was so crazy. You feel me? And so what I'm trying to tell everybody is that's a whole different discussion of wealth.
Okay.
Like we can buy Russian, what was like Russian, what's the money name?
Ruple?
Ruple, yeah, ruple. Malaysian money, Vietnamese money, and sterling pound. In wake of Brexit, I think there you'll find 4 income sources that will be big for you if you don't want to bet on the digital currency market. Does that make sense for you? Okay. Now, how hard is it? Okay, it's 7:26. Are you done?
I'm still going through people's comments. I mean, you can keep rolling. You can take a few calls.
I'll take a call or two. I mean, it's hot right now, so like my hair is even bothering me. So.
I'm just going through the comments here, and Jason says it's for him dinar, dong, and rupiah in that order. Yeah,
me too. I would say me too for sure. And then yuan, and then ruble, for real. Dong and ruble next. I'm gonna do real complex reports on everything from the rupiah through the rupee for Russia. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of money to be made in those currencies, especially in China and especially in Pakistan.
Now, do you think it's gonna be hard to get a hold of the Chinese yuan?
No, because it's under no sanction. You can buy it right now.
So I can go into Chase.
You can buy it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I think though, Uncle Luke told me that the Vietnamese dong was worth somewhere on the north side of a lot. I won't say how much, and it was worth investigating. In my opinion, it's a modest 50% of that.
What the dong?
Yeah, and a 50% value on the dong, it's worth it if you bought at least 5 million, 4 million or more. And so that's investing like $400 or more. I've talked about that on Patreon. We opened up a new secret group on Twitter today that talks about currency. There's a lot of people in there that are very smart about that. I have yet to introduce the last 2 tiers on Patreon because I wanted to launch the Twitter group today. We had a flood in of business, and there's over 50 people in there. You know that? They're waiting for you to come in there and say hello.
Okay.
I think that another thing we should talk about is about Iraq. You got to understand about this. When people start to tell you this, well, it's not going to revalue until the Iranian influence is out of country. You need to tell them the Iranian influence has been in country since that's been a country. Okay. Number 2, all these new, big, huge corporations that are flooding into that country don't care that Maliki's free, don't care about the corruption, and don't care about free capital flow. They care about being a part of their economy. You feel me?
Right.
So you've got to understand that when you hear that from these lames, because they're lames.
Right.
They're old school. They're dinosaurs. They've talked the same stuff for 100 years. Okay? Ask them this. Okay, so all that's happening and they're doing business with them. Now what? Right? Even in war times, they're signing more contracts. You don't see a lot about memorandums of understanding. You see more about contracts being signed, especially with PetroChina, ExxonMobil, Siemens contracts, right? Than you ever do the old stuff. And those countries are flocking to that country. So stay freaking enthused, okay? Stay pumped the man. Tell these haters to just climb a tree. You're on your way. Now, it may not happen when I want it to happen, but it's going to happen when it needs to happen.
Griffin at Dawn says, Mr. Brando, please list the currency in Patreon, chat, or Twitter. Russia is a great potential that must be discussed among the.
It will be. Patreon channel will get a list of all the currencies.
Okay.
So,
and then do a video on each one.
I've already told you guys. I've already told them.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll even bring you in so you can be all sexy, like in Speedos and shit.
As long as I have air. You know, I'm so hungry for work. Is it too late to join the Patreon group? No, it's not.
No. There's, what do we have, 14 people? 15 people?
Oh, they want the first tier, they said.
If you want to be in first tier, I think there's 14 or 15 people left. After that, I'm closing it off. Second tier is going to be more expensive, and that's going to support the group more than it does anything for me. The last group that I'm going to introduce, I'm going to show you some videos. We began the Wealth Coach on some one-on-one training. We got the country and stuff like that. So if you want to build upon your wealth management, know how to share the stocks and precious metals, then the last group's for you, but it's going to be the most expensive.
Let's see. Let me get it right. Okay, I'm posting it out there.
What, the Patreon?
Yeah, I have to go out.
www.patreon.com.
I got it. It's already out there in the chat.
So, y'all, all I can say for you guys is that
somebody said, what about Lebanese pound? $66 per million right now.
Okay, should be on our radar too. I have to go look up Lebanon and see what type of government they run and type of efficiency and GDP and stuff like that. But if Lebanon comes on that, I'll discuss it on Patreon. I surely will. And I will discuss it on Telegram and within the Twitter secret group.
Peaches said, as soon as Dinar goes, she'll join the group. Bethany says she just made $20 on Coinbase for XRP and Stellar.
Just from being in the group. I'll add that.
Let's see. Woo. What is the dong rate right now? Somebody asked.
Next to zero.
Let's see. Oof. No, Pimpe, I can't talk right now. Or call in. He can call in.
Well, no, if Pimpe calls in, I'm about to hang up. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we have no air. So we got two box fans. We got the lights up. Everything's going on, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you. Miss BB, I don't know if she's hungry. She wants to go somewhere and sit for a little bit to get the cool off. It's hot as Hades in here.
I'm good.
I wanted to get you out the news. I brought it to you guys. So
we will definitely have some more for you next time. Friday
for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have some more. If I'll have some more information that comes up on Facebook or www.mrbrando.com or something like that, I'll post it. Okay? Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. The heat's too much. We're about to shut it down so that we're allowed to at least cool off and have some of us getting ready for tomorrow. Okay? Y'all have a great night. We love you. And bye.
Bye.